Good afternoon. It is February 12th, and we are just before 6 o'clock, and we are looking at our spiral here. And for those of you who do not know what UTC is, we are still on the 5-hour delay if you're in Michigan, 4-hour delay if you're in Wisconsin. So if you're on Eastern Daylight Savings Time, you subtract 5 hours from UTC. If you're on Wisconsin or in Central Time, you would subtract 4 hours. Okay? You are going to look. We are at midnight here on the 13th. So this should take off right about, according to NOAA and NASA, right about midnight or 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then by midnight, 1 o'clock, it should be fully rolling and we should have our big peak. This is going to be, and I'm going to put this into motion so you can see this. You will see 1, 2, 3. We have 3 storms that are going to combine. And for all of you that watch my channels regularly, this is what we call a scoop shovel. And I'm going to let this run through again, and you can watch those storms come out. Here's the first storm. It's moving really slow. Second storm is moving a little faster. Third storm is moving even faster. So it's like running a shovel across the sidewalk and shoveling snow. It's going to come along, and that back storm is going to scoop up the second storm, then it's going to scoop up the fourth storm, and all that plasma and all those particles from all those storms are going to be pushed faster all at once, and they're going to hit us all at once. And that's why you're going to see that really big spike right at the beginning. Now they're calling for a KP5, and that may or may not be what hits. Could be much bigger. And usually when we have an event like this that is a scoop shovel that we know is scooping up more than one event, and it's moving way faster than the first 2 events, or the first event was, traditionally it goes way bigger than predicted. So that we are looking for a scoop shovel tonight. Now that being said, predictions were last night that it was going to hit in here, and then we would begin to see activity rising here. We have been staying really, really low all day. It is now 6 p.m. We have not seen anything. This may or may not be on time. So according to UTC, they're predicting any time between 8 o'clock and midnight Eastern Standard Time, 2100 hours, which is 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock UTC time, or 2100 hours. Okay. Oh, excuse me. 9 o'clock to midnight UTC time, or 2100 hours to 0000 hours. So nothing has hit yet. So we're looking at this maybe a little bit delayed. It may be going a little bit slower than they think it is. Don't panic. It's still out there. It's still coming. Be more worried about the clouds. So 2100 hours is typically 9 o'clock our time. Yeah. That's 9 o'clock our time. So between 9 o'clock and midnight is when they're predicting we're going to see the spike and hit. But we should have been starting to see that 4, and we're not yet. So it may be delayed. So don't panic. It's coming. We know it's going to be a solid hit. It's coming. So, making this really quick, yesterday on the 11th, we had a major M9 followed by some really drastic C flaring that was pretty much all day long. Then we jumped to an M class just before midnight, a C class, and another C class. We have had an M class 4 today, a C class, M class 1, M class 1, and then we have had an M class 2 this afternoon that is long duration. Now, flares move at the speed of light and they're radiated winds. They really don't do that much for us. But let's go back here and look at what happened yesterday. Okay. So we have flare at starting on the 10th, 4 a.m. Flare. They're calling this a 3/4 hit. This is going to be a major hit. It's mostly moving down and away from us, but there's enough here, and it's predicted to be coming from 3576, so that in origin is predicted to hit us. Another flare right from that region predicted to hit us with another near, well, better than half halo hit. But you can still see there's stuff moving all the way around the disk continually. So you know we're getting something. So, and then we have another burst coming in there. That's not going to be, that's pretty minor. And then we have another blast this way that is not so minor. Another hit out in the same direction that's all going to combine again, and that's moving out on the 10th. That's probably what we're getting tonight. That is the 3 storms that are coming in tonight. Following that, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 C-class flares, 10 C-class flares, ranging in speeds from 1,800 kilometers per second all the way down to 206 kilometers per second. So, and they're all moving, if we pop in here and look real quick, boom, up to the north and away, out to the side 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 and away, these are pretty much giving us partial halos. As you can see, we're not getting activity moving. Here's a pretty good pop here, and if you look, we're getting almost a half disk here, and that at this point we may be getting a little activity. This one, if you're looking, you've got a big blast coming this way, but the remnants of this is all the way around the disk. So you've got a half halo here followed by a blast this way. This could combine depending on which way they're moving, depending on whether they're balls or whether they're vertical pencils. Okay? Think of this as in 3D, whether they're vertical pencils or whether they're balls or whether they're horizontal pencils. This activity that's out there moving could combine. So that one could hit us. Okay, so now we're into the 11th. This is yesterday. Boom, big halo hit here. This is going to be all the way around the disk. We've got something moving. So we've got a full halo there that's going to be coming. There's enough moving around the disk that we have something coming at us right about midnight. So I would look for that around the 14th or the 15th. You can see it continues to move out, but the strongest portion of that is moving out and away to our north. But we have another boost of activity coming here, still moving all the way around the disk. Calms down fairly quickly, but we still have quite a bit of activity. So for a good hour here, we should have activity. Get another good boost here that's going to push a little activity, and that is moving quite quickly, so it will pick up these slower storms, and that little push will push things faster. You can see all these little C-class flares are coming from small storms. Okay, here's one. You can look, we still have activity all the way around the disk, but now we have a bigger push here. And it's moving slightly faster than the storm ahead of it. So it may combine and push. Now we have an eruption coming here, eruption here, eruption here. We've got pretty much a half halo. And that happened at 3:20, and that is essentially a 2.5 hour delay behind. So if this is moving slower and it's still out in space, and this is, well, that's moving faster, that's going a little bit slower. Now we have this, a big, hard, fast flare. So this is definitely going to pick up this. Or I should say, this is 2 hours later. This is 2 hours before. So this was before. We've got something starting here to come out here. That's that big flare that started. It's starting now. Blasts out 2 hours later. This is coming out now. If any part of this combines with this, it will push it. This is coming out here. That's coming out there. This could essentially push this one a little bit where it combines. Little bit of push here. And it is 2 hours behind, so it's moving about the same speed. So it's really not going to push much. Dropping down, we got a flare to the north, flare off to the side, and now you can see we're still getting a slight wind, but everything is kind of calmed down, and we're at 2100 hours on the 11th. Now we're going to get a good blast out to the side. We have something coming out to this side. There's 4 hours difference. Now we're 4 hours later. Here's the look 4 hours later. We've got a good solid hit coming here. Got everything coming around the disk here, and a good blast here that's reaching quite far out. This one may be far enough around the limb that it won't do much. This is coming from the sunspots that are earth facing. So, and then the activity here is coming from down in here. That could be a good enough tickle. This will be coming from one of these two sunspots right in here. So that will be a good solid hit. It's coming from inside the center disk, I think. Don't quote me on that unless we got one around the limb that I don't know about. Now we've got a partial halo hit. This is a half halo hit. This one will definitely hit us. and it's moving down and away from center disk. This is probably a blast from 3536 or 76, and it is very dense, moving quite rapidly, I think. Yes, 1953. That happened at 6:48. That's going to be moving quite quickly, so you want to put that one at a 24-hour watch. So that happened in the morning. I would say that's probably going to hit midday, maybe. Followed by another blast to the north that is moving about the same speed an hour later, or or a few minutes later, actually. And then we have at 1500 hours on the 12th today, we have a massive dense hit, goes all the way around the disk, and it is going off to our side, but there is still enough there that could give us a partial halo. It's still going to give us a tickle, even if the majority of the stuff is moving sideways. So we have a massive amount of stuff moving in a lot of different directions at a lot of different speeds. The max speed here looks like to be about 1900 or 19,053 kilometers per second, and the slowest has been, looks like 163 kilometers per second. So we're going to have a lot of scooping going on. We're going to have a lot of things moving in different directions. The forecast is going to be very difficult in the next few days to predict, because we have a lot of partial and full halo hits here, or near full halo hits here, and it's going to get busy. Sunspot regions. Let's look at this. We have 3579 and 3576 over here on the limb. We have 3581. It looks like 3583 is the one that is giving our blasts off to the side. 3582 is the ones likely that are doing our blasts off to the side. Knowing this, these are the ones, because they're center disks, we are more than likely going to get hit by anything leaving those two sunspots, because they are center disk. So even if they're moving up and away, that's where we got to look at what trajectory are they leaving that sunspot from. Is it coming straight out and away, or is it getting shot sideways? So that's when we got to turn the picture sideways and look at the sun and go, well, and draw the line out with the way the storm is moving and see which way it's going. Now, anything that went down and away is coming from 3579. So that's shooting everything this way, down and away. And then these two sunspots are the ones that are shooting everything and giving us to stream down and away. 3583 is now beta gamma. 71, which is over here around the limb, which I told you is going to grow. This has now gone beta. This is likely now one you can count on making the cycle around the sun. So in about 20 days, you're going to start watching for this one to make it around, or a sunspot to start coming around that's going to be active. So 23 days, I would start watching for some activity. This is holding steady at beta gamma, and we're going to go down and look at that one. 79 and 81 are not doing much. They're still staying at alpha range. 82 over here is at as a beta range, and 84 is staying at an alpha range. So 71 is down in size, and It's down a spot, but it's gone beta gamma, which tells us it's reorganizing. It may be losing a spot, it may be losing a little bit of size, but it's reorganizing its magnetism so it can grow again. We have massively changed shape, and I'm real quick going to take a screenshot of this. So we can compare, and I'll post a line of how this has evolved over the last couple days. This is massively evolved, and this is our big negative sunspot. So what's coming out of here is going to be a negative polarity, but we have a lot of interplay of positive charge and a positive charge here. It is down, it has lost some size, so this may be decaying, but on the other hand, it has kicked out 3 M-class flares today and 3 C-class flares. 79 is down, and it is lost. It's down to 1 sunspot. It is losing, it is disappearing and being swallowed up by 3576. 3581 is off to the side. It is down in size. And 32 or 82 is actually growing. It has gained 6 sunspots and it is up in 60% in size. Now, this one, 83, is the one we really want to keep an eye on, and I'm hoping this one makes the cycle around the sun, because by next cycle it could be a monster if it keeps growing. This one is 8 spots, has grown 140% in size, and it is spreading out and reorganizing. You see lots of interweaving and close proximity to the positive and negative, and it makes it highly eruptive. It's shot out 2 C-class flares just today. It is 65% chance at shooting C's, 25% chance at an M. And our 84 down here at the bottom, it is not doing much, but it is growing in size. And it is in our quiet zone, so we don't expect it to be doing much yet. And it is still shooting out a little bit here and there, so it is capable of giving us a storm yet, and it is coming earth facing. Now, let's take a look at, now, I don't know how much this is NOAA's forecast of where the cloud cover should be. But I looked at our conical graph here, and let me do this and pull up our actual no, it's not, didn't even do what I wanted to do. Hang on here. Let me find oh, here's what I need. Okay, here's the actual radar right now. It's got cloud cover up here. And if I put this into motion, you can see that this is rotating out. We've got clear skies coming in down to the south here a little bit, and it is pushing in a rotation sort of direction up and away. So we may see clear skies moving in. Sky cover, what's predicted at 7 p.m. This is totally off because it's just the 7 p.m. Yeah, the gray areas are our clouded areas. So 7 p.m. Our blue areas are the clear areas. We're looking at cloud cover. 10 p.m., 1 p.m. We're going to start losing a lot of area throughout the day. So I would say the farther south you are in Michigan and Wisconsin, and Rebecca, you may be good right where you sit. Oh, At least until, maybe 1 o'clock or so, midnight. So this is what we're expecting. Looking ahead to tomorrow night at that cloud cover, we may be looking at a better shot. We should be mostly clear through most of Wisconsin and Michigan on the 14th. And let me see if we can get another. And then 7 p.m., the clouds are going to move back in on the 15th, and we're going to lose any sort of ability to see the auroras on the 15th. So, farther south you are in Michigan, the better chance you have of seeing them tonight. The opposite true tomorrow. We're going to have pretty good chance at tomorrow. So let's go back here and look. We should still have a shot tomorrow night at seeing some auroras. Now, what was supposed to happen last night did not happen. So this could be moving off from time. And this frequently happens because we have so many things moving so many different speeds in so many different directions. It is very hard to put a 2D models into a 3D environment and make an accurate prediction. So we are off on timing. We do have the possibility that what was supposed to hit last night may hit tonight, and what is supposed to hit tonight may be pushed back into tomorrow, and we have a better shot tomorrow night. We don't know. This is a wait and see situation. This is the type of situation you get out there and you look. You wait for it, you watch for it, you look. I didn't go to bed all night last night. I waited for it, I watched for it. I was looking for my numbers. I was watching my phi angle. So if anybody wants to know what I'm looking for, you see this little blue line here. You see how it starts rocking right here? Well, when we take a really heavy magnetic line, you're going to see a lot of this up and down, and then it'll settle into a solid stream like this. So it'll rock up and down. It'll be a very broken line, and then it will settle into a line. When I see that happen, I know the satellite that's out in front of us has taken a hit. It has taken a magnetic load, and it's coming to Earth. I need to get out the door. You can also watch your magnometers. Right here, you see the magnometers went up on the 11th, and then they went right back down. And you can see how they've held steady here. You want to watch for those magnometers to change, and as soon as those magnometers change, you want to be out the door. Or if you're driving a long way, you can't take the gamble. You got to be where you need to be. Now, for anyone traveling, you do not need to be in northern Michigan tonight. It's going to be a waste of time. Tomorrow night, you can be in northern Michigan. I do look for this to adjust. I don't think they have the timing right. What was supposed to happen didn't happen last night. We've stayed low all night. We did not see anything happen in the overnight hours, and we were supposed to. I look for something to come, but I don't look for it to be on time. I look for it to be later than expected. So whether that means we get what we were supposed to get last night, or whether last night completely missed us and we're going to get what we were supposed to get tonight, I don't know. I do look for activity to change for 14th going into 15th. If it happens early morning on the 14th, we still may be able to see it. If it happens into the 15th, we won't be able to see it. Because there's a storm system coming in. It's going to be entering the evening of the 15th. So if it happens early on the 14th, we'll see it. If it happens into the 15th in the evening, we won't. So that is my best guess for everybody, and we'll just have to take what we can get. And I'm going to save an image of that because it's our forecast, and I'm going to let you go and get this